Hi, everyone, and welcome to week four, Ape into Arbitrum, and with today's special guest, JustBet. Welcome to the JustBet team.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, pleasure to have you guys. I mean, a lot of, spicy questions and topics regarding betting platforms such as yourselves. So I'm really excited to just get into it, and especially why you guys decided to launch on Arbitrum and sort of the thought process for getting to where you guys are now. So let's start with a general overview of your project, team, and community. And just to remind you guys that the JustBet team has been super generous. Some of our audience members today will win a share of the 10,000 WINR tokens, and that is going to be dropping on March 6th on Camelot. So you guys are super lucky. But yeah, I'll let you guys get started.
Yeah, thank you for that announcement. So we are a team of anonymous contributors in JustBet. We've been gambling online for years, and we basically grew tired of the centrality in the online gambling space. You never know if the results are tampered with, and sometimes when you win big, for example, these centralized gambling platforms, they have you go through a second KYC process to be able to claim that, for example. So we just thought an application of a casino on blockchain is the perfect usage of blockchain, actually. So that's why we started developing JustBet years ago. At that time, there were some technological limitations. Gas fees were high, and also the speed of the oracles was not as fast as today. So getting random numbers into blockchain was a bit difficult. So right now, since the technology has overcome those difficulties, the ground is pretty clear for us to develop, and that's why we developed JustBet. But before that, we developed the WINR protocol. WINR protocol is the decentralized liquidity provider to all of the games that will be launching on it. So it provides with the liquidity to be able to fund these games, and also an incentive mechanism. So that's the dual token model, WINR and vested WINR tokens. So JustBet is the first proof of concept that's been developed on the WINR protocol, and we are right now pretty excited to launch it. Actually, our testnet is live on Arbitrum Goerli, so everyone can go and play the games on beta.just.bet at the moment.
Perfect. And what's the sort of inside story of the JustBet community? Like, what is sort of the vibe that you've seen from your audience so far?
Sure. So the thing is, there's already a gambling hype, centralized and decentralized online. So most of our community members are these online gamblers. And since we are removing a lot of frictions in the online gambling space, and also since we are removing many of the doubts from the equation, these people are very interested in what we are doing. And it's a community of degens and also gamblers at the moment.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you for that. And okay, so I'm going to go to my second question, which is, can you tell us a little bit about the games that you guys are working on? Like, as you mentioned, we can play right now. I think there was like maybe 10. But yeah, so just a brief overview of the games that we can check out.
Sure. Right now, we have 10 different games available on the testnet. These are Coin Flip, Range, Moon, Wheel, Plinko, Lottery, Rock, Paper, Scissors, Dice, Limbo, and Slots. So, for example, the coin flip is the most basic game on the platform. You flip a coin, and if you win, you double your money with a 2% house edge. So it's 1.69x x your money. And also, we are right now working on an infrastructure for the multiplayer games. Right now, Moon and Wheel are the two multiplayer games on the platform, but we set up a new infrastructure template that will provide the basis for all of the multiplayer games that will be available on the platform in the future. For example, if you go to a decentralized casino right now and start playing roulette with your friend, let's say you have computers side by side and you are playing together. So when you spin the wheel, each of you will get different numbers, different outcomes, because the wheel is spun on your transaction, and you get the random number is generated over your transaction. But what we are aiming for these multiplayer games is that let there be one table in the middle, and the wheel spins in perpetuity, like continuously, and it generates random numbers, and everyone can place their bets on the same outcomes. So that's what we are doing right now. We are pretty much focused on the multiplayer games, and we think this will add so much fun to the already fun games.
Oh my God, of course. Yeah, I guess the metaverse teams too are going nuts trying to really perfect this multiplayer game mode because yeah, that's where it's at, right? Everyone much more enjoys that these days. So, but I think it's a little bit easier for you guys, right? Like to implement that.
It's the contrary. It's usually much harder to implement multiplayer games because it is very difficult to adjust timing. But as I said, we are working on a new infrastructure right now. It's almost ready, and with that, we will be able to provide the players with a pretty seamless experience.
Nice. Okay, well, looking forward to that. And just mentioned a bit of the metaverse just now. So I wanted to ask you, how do you see gambling evolving with the help of Web3, with things like NFTs, soulbound tokens, and how that all like intertwines with the metaverse, etc.
Sure. I mean, as I said in the beginning, gambling on blockchain is the perfect application of blockchain, perfect usage of blockchain, because first, your code is available to everyone, right? Anyone can see, for example, in our uh, Plinko game, anyone can go to our Plinko contract and see how it works and can verify. And they can copy that code and they can run it locally and see if it produces fair results. So this is not available in the centralized online casinos at the moment. So it is fair and transparent. This is what this is the Web3 side of things. This is basically the biggest advantage of doing it on Web3, and we believe gambling's future is on Web3 for these reasons, and we also believe that the next wave of users, the next wave of user acquisition in crypto will be through gambling. That's also what we believe, since, as I said, it's a fair application. And in the past year, lots of different prominent DeFi applications brought lots of new users to crypto, like GMX. So we believe gambling has the potential to do the same. And about the NFTs, for example, in our platform, we make use of NFTs in several ways. First is that we assign ranks to the players. So this is a part of the referral system. As you refer more and more, people to the platform, you gain a rank, and there are 5 different ranks, and each time for each different rank, you will be able to gain more rewards. So this you can consider as a Soulbound NFT, and there'll be NFT boosts. So these will be boosting the number of winner tokens that you get per transaction. Because on JustBet, every time you place a bet, either you win or lose, you are minted with vested winner tokens. And if you own one of these NFT boost tokens, you will have the ability to mint more vested winner tokens. So we call these NFT boosters. And also, one of the games on the platform, even right now, is lottery. A lottery ticket is an NFT on JustBet. That's also another application of NFTs on our platform at the moment. And we believe with the help of the technological developments in the space, Web3 will become more like a tailor fit ground for gambling applications. So, as I said in the beginning, we believe Web3 will be the future for gambling.
Yeah, for sure. It just sounds like the perfect combination or the perfect recipe for success, right? We have all these incredible tools that can really take gambling to like a next level.
Yeah. Did you know?
Mhm.
Did you know Satoshi secretly placed a poker game in the Bitcoin Core's original code base?
No, I feel like that is such an Easter egg that I'm actually surprised that
Yeah,
I don't know that.
yeah. It's a very surprising Easter egg. Yeah,
That's really cool. Okay. He knew what the future held.
yeah. So we are just carrying it on.
Seriously. So for the next question, I wanted to ask a little bit spicy of a question, but recently Twitch and a couple other social media platforms were jumping on this bandwagon of banning any sort of gambling related content. Especially, I think it's mostly because of stake. So do you think that this in any way hinders your launch success? And like, how have gambling sites, just as yourselves, looked at overcoming this marketing hurdle? It just, reminds me a bit of, how cigarettes can't be marketed in Canada
Yeah,
or something. Like, it's really tough.
yeah. So the thing is, gambling is seen as an inherently bad thing, right? But when it's centralized, it's even worse. I mean, what we're trying to do here is to make it more transparent and fair. We call it provably fair. So that's why we think we are not presenting a bad example here. And also, we don't see any of those streaming bans as the biggest problems in front of us. Right now, I think our biggest problem is UX, and that's not specific to the UX of JustBet. That's specific to the overall UX in crypto, in blockchain applications. For example, every time you place a bet right now, you have to sign your transaction, and that is a considerable friction for an average Joe. And we are trying to solve this as well. Right now, for example, MetaMask is working on something called MetaMask Snaps, and that will enable us to enable one-click betting on the platform. So you will just click the bet button, and without the need to go to your MetaMask and sign the transaction again, your bet is gonna be placed. So that intermediary step will be skipped thanks to this. Right now, some decentralized apps are doing this, like G-Trade, the gains trade on Arbitrum. They're placing this, but there is some kind of centralization on the background. So this uh, has once this reaches a level where it's fully decentralized, we are going to implement this on the platform, so reducing the friction for the average users, average players. For example, players on stake.com right now, so they can come and they can start easily playing on JustBet without requiring any blockchain know-how, I mean, just simple steps like creating a MetaMask account and stuff. So that's the biggest problem that we see before us at the moment. And for example, leverage trading is a big thing, and a lot of people used to prefer centralized exchanges for it. But now GMX is here, and we saw that GMX brought a lot of these people into the decentralized world, and they acquired them as users, for example. So we believe with the next wave of users coming from the gambling hype, we believe JustBet is going to accomplish the same thing.
Okay, so yeah, just with the help of this sort of I'm going to say like this, as you mentioned, like the reduction of steps, like thanks to MetaMask, the example you gave there, that would be sort of your way to overcome any sort of marketing hurdles set out by like not non-Web3 based social media platforms.
Yes, we will be able to transfer all of those players to our platform, and people would choose to play on JustBet because we are making it fairer. We are making it more fair. And once all of this friction is removed out of the way, uh, JustBet is going to be the most appealing option out there for gambling.
I was actually going to ask you, like, because you're saying like people, it's more fair with JustBet. So yeah, one of the questions was, does the dealer always win? So maybe can you let us know a bit more of why it's more fair, and maybe like what's the difference more so than with like Stake,
Sure,
for example. I think it's the most familiar to everyone.
sure. On stage, you don't even know the house edge. Every casino game has an house edge that puts the casino in a slightly more advantageous position than the player. As I said in the coin flip example, if you win, you lose your money. If you lose, you lose all the bet, all the placed money. But if you win, you win 1.96 times the money you placed as the bet. So this is the house edge. It's not two times. So on all of our smart contracts, you can see and you can calculate our house edges, and they're also on our documentation in a transparent way. And they can the house edge cannot be tampered with while you are playing. That's also another thing. Another thing that makes JustBet more fair, and also one of the reasons that JustBet is more fair than the centralized options. Uh, it is it does not require any KYC from the users in any way. We don't require it at the start. We don't require it when they are about to claim their winnings. So that's another way. But the most prominent item here is that JustBet smart contracts being fair and transparent, and also there's a lot of flexibility here. Uh, it is fair in a sense that it lets people to place their bets in multiple currencies. So it's not just Bitcoin, it's not just Ether. So there are three options: Bitcoin, Ether, and DAI, for example, for people to place bets on our platform to reach wider audiences. So that's also, I think, a factor contributing to the fairness of the platform. And I almost missed this, but a player on JustBet can also become the house. They can go and they can deposit their crypto in the liquidity pool, and they can get VLP in exchange, and they can share the casino's profits. among themselves.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah, and that's the only way the house is gonna make money. Basically, it's not gonna be centralized in any way. Anyone can from the first day of our mainnet launch, anyone can go and deposit their crypto in exchange of BLP, and as the casino house, the bankroll accumulates more and more profits, this is going to reflect to the price of BLP. And after a while, a liquidity provider can go and sell their BLP for a higher price to get their share of the winnings, to get their share of the profit, basically.
Yeah, I love this. I love how, a lot of crypto started with be your own bank, but now we've evolved to be your own casino. I love that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
That's
have
the
to
main
ask,
difference.
yeah, go for it.
Yeah, that's the main difference from a centralized online casino, because
Mhm.
there you only lose money, right? You only go play and lose money. Statistically, if a gambler plays for a long time, a gambler loses money, right? But on JustBet, for example, there's a flexibility. You can both play the games, you can both gamble, and you can also become a liquidity provider. So in a way, you can hedge your gambling.
Yeah, wow. I have to ask though, I'm sure you get a question all the time, but it just sounds like a bit of a regulatory nightmare for you guys, like just in terms of the taxes on winnings. I'm sure there's a whole slew of other things too, but that was like the first thing that came to my mind. But is it just, yeah, I'll let you answer that. Like, I'm not sure if you guys have thought
Sure,
about that or, yeah.
sure. We thought about it. There are
Yeah,
some
of course.
pretty strict jurisdictions in the world against online gambling, and also some jurisdictions are not so friendly with crypto, right? So we have a list. We are making a list right now of all these jurisdictions, countries, where players would have such problems, and we will be hosting our website, hosting our platform on IPFS, and right after that, we will geo-block those jurisdictions so that we keep our players safe.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, and I guess like a lot of the regulation hasn't caught up to crypto winnings.
Yeah,
So yeah, there's something to consider as well.
it is
But okay,
still a little blurry.
okay. Yeah, as with a lot, right? And a lot of
Yeah.
things in this space still. So what ended up happening where your team decided to launch on Arbitrum?
So the reason we launched on Arbitrum is that, as I said, we took a lot of inspiration from GMX, and we've been Arbitrum users uh, since their launch, actually. And Arbitrum gained a lot of traction recently. So and also some other blockchains are gaining traction. We will also launch on them. So we will we will not be single chain. But we thought, since right now a lot of people are getting used to Arbitrum, we just thought we would start at Arbitrum. And also the transactions are so fast and gas fee is so low that it makes it more suitable for gambling.
Right, perfect. Yeah, well, we are obviously loving Arbitrum here. And yeah, across loves also speedy transactions. So yeah, we definitely have that in common. The next question was about, our prize for today, right? The winner token. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure. The It's a dual token model. As I said, there is vested winner and winner tokens. Every time a user places a bet on JustBet or any of the other gaming platforms that's going to be built on the winner protocol, every time you place a bet, you are minted with a vested winner token. So you have two options in front of you. You can either go and stake your vested winner, or you can go and vest it. In either way, you are getting rewards just because you hold the vested winner. But in the case of staking, you get more rewards. And the rate at which this vested winner is minted is calculated in a very delicate way. As the platform generates more volume, we decrease the rate at which this vested winner is minted. But if the volume is low on the platform, we increase this rate to incentivize people to place more bets. So this is a dynamic model, and it changes over time. It changes from epoch to epoch. So right now, our epochs are set to be 24 hours. So every 24 hours, there will be some parameters on the platform that will be changing. And also, a part of the revenue, of the platform revenue, goes to the winner and vested winner token holders. This is something that we call the LP bribe, because the LP basically bribes the winner and vested winner holders in a way. This is an inspiration from the classic casino cashback model. I'm not sure if you've been to a casino in real life before, but when you go to a casino, when you lose, the casino might give you some cashback to keep playing. But in our case, either you lose or win, you are getting this cashback. And it's not just a temporary cashback. You keep it. It's yours. And it generates you income. It generates you yield as long as you hold it. Because the bankroll bribes the winner token holders. So both stakers, both the staking program participants, and also the bankroll participants will benefit from this system.
Wow, okay. And yes, definitely. I think I've been to a bunch of casinos, so
Yeah.
I can see how like this is just so something that no one's ever thought about. I feel like the becoming your own casino concept is really, really innovative, and I can't wait to see how the space really gets shaken up by protocols such as yours. I think we have one last question that we'll have from the audience. So I'm going to invite you to speak, Mr. Yu. Give me one sec. Okay, go ahead. The floor is yours. Yes.
I can hear you now, yeah.
And increase the number of users, and what strategy do you use to attract gamblers? Also, how do you ensure that people participating in gambling are not underage?
Sure. So let me start from the last question. We are going to place a disclaimer, and we will advise, because right now the soulbound NFTs, for example, are not very prevalent, and they are not assigned with any age. So there's no way to distinguish ages in crypto right now. So we will just place a disclaimer. And how we are planning on gaining users is through our referral program. Basically, that's the main pillar. Our referral program we think is going to work just as it did in the case of GMX. We are working closely with influential people, influencers, to be a participant of our referral program, and that's also one factor that's going to contribute. And in our testnet, we got over 5,000 unique addresses using the platform. So we already got some traction there. And we think with the help of the referral program, it's going to grow.
Beautiful. We have also the best. Thank you so much, Mr. Yu, for your question.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Amanda.
Yeah, I have two questions here. Will there
Sure.
be a hard cap for your public launch? Considering the fact that the past two projects that launched on Camelot Dex actually had a soft cap and it didn't really do well. It was just totally open for everyone to buy and it took so much time. And then my second question, were you audited by any auditing firm, and what kind of auditing firm actually audited you and KYC'd you?
So let me answer the first question first. You've been following the Camelot launches, right? And the last two launches, and actually none of them, I think, had hard caps. But we are going to have a hard cap because the last two launches, they didn't produce some unpleasant. They did produce unpleasant results with the price. To overcome this, we're going to place a hard cap. The amount of the hard cap is being discussed right now with the team. But there's going to be a hard cap and there's going to be whitelists. So keep an eye on the tweet from the Across team right after this spaces to be able to be eligible for those whitelists. And what was the second question again? The audits, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we are working closely with Paladin and Watchpug at the moment for our audit process. So we are going to be audited twice because both WINR protocol and JustBet are a complex set of smart contracts. So it is pretty hard to audit all of the smart contracts in place. So right now the audits are in progress. And we're hoping that it's going to be finalized and all the potential problems will be fixed until our mainnet launch.
All right. Thank you.
But we haven't encountered any software related problems in our testnet. Any major problems at least.
All right. That's all. Thank you, JustBet. Thank you, Across Protocol.
Thank you for that question.
Yeah, thank you for your questions. And I think maybe we have time for just one more and then we'll be done for today because we're a bit over time. So I think Caesar, I've added you as a speaker, so go ahead. Oh, Caesar, do you want to unmute?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm just wondering what new features or what kind of interactive games are you going to bring to the platform that are able to compete with what's already out there, like other online crypto casinos and all that. I mean, there are some that you just send crypto to a wallet and you play with that, not custodial. But I'm wondering if you guys got any plans to basically take their clientele and all that.
So we're not going to have any game on the platform that will be centralized in any way. So all of the games and all of the results will be produced in a decentralized way. We are getting our results from Super Oracle's VRF service. So our random numbers are generated in a decentralized way and displayed on the screen in a pretty fast way. So as I said, right now we have 10 games available, and there will be some card games and also some multiplayer games available in the future in the mainnet once we will launch the mainnet. And after that, we will keep adding new games. There are some difficulties with implementing card games on blockchain at the moment, but with the help of some zero-knowledge algorithms, we think we can overcome that. And right now, our developer team is working on that. For example, once the deck is shuffled on blackjack, the order of the cards is determined, right? It is known in the beginning, and you have to store this information on blockchain. But how do you store this information on blockchain without making it visible to the players? So it is a tough question, and we think some zero knowledge algorithms have the potential to fix this. So we can predetermine the order of the cards in the deck and not reveal it to the public so that the game is playable, basically. So there will be card games in the future, but in the near future, there will be the multiplayer games like roulette. There will be one table, and people will be sitting on their slots, and they will be playing together.
That's
And
what I was going for. Basically, I was wondering because there are some roulette games, so different roulette games, basically lightning roulette, which basically gives you like sometimes gives you different multipliers on different numbers. So I was thinking maybe something like that, because those games are quite popular on other platforms. So I was thinking maybe you guys would think about implementing something like that. That was my. But yeah, I get the whole zero knowledge, and that's a great concept. Yeah, I'm quite happy that you mentioned that.
Sure. I agree with you. The lightning roulette, it's much more fun than the plain vanilla roulette. And once we launch the plain version, after that we are going to start launching these exotic versions of the games, and those will be available on the platform as well. Because once you develop the main version, it is pretty easy to modify these games, because on the background it's just random number generation and some UI, right? So in the future you will see, for example, lightning roulette on our platform. The only difficulty here is to adjust the odds based on the different mechanics of those games, but it's not something that is too difficult to solve.
Great answer. Yeah, that's basically my concern. That's what I'm trying to push you guys to do, because that's what draws a lot of people. Because it's that thrill. Oh, maybe it's gonna hit this number or that number, or like some sort of games like that you get like kind of boosted chances. That's
Mm-hmm.
gonna draw everyone in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Apart from that, similar to the behavior in the lightning roulette, we are planning on actually like placing hidden jackpots in every game. So once it appears on your screen, and if you win, you're rewarded with some amount of jackpot that has been being accumulated over some time.
Yeah.
So that's also a model that we've been thinking with the team. So yeah, I'm sure you will you will find the games fun once those are launched.
Yeah. Thanks. That was my last question. Thank you.
Thank you. It's a pretty good question.
Yeah, thank you for asking. Yeah, those are such good questions. I think we do have to end it here because we're about 10 minutes over time, but really want to thank the JustBet team and everyone for dropping in and listening. That was so much fun. I think, yeah, the end here was such a great grand finale to the space, because all these like exciting additions that you guys are planning on adding to the game. I love the fact that you're doing a hidden jackpot. That makes just the platform so much more exciting. So yeah, I think we're all really looking forward to March 6th on Camelot for the winner token for JustBet, and look out for the announcement of today's winners of the prizes, guys.
Thank you. We're so happy and we're so excited, and thank you all for sharing that with us.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us today. It was such a fun space, and yeah, guys, happy gambling on JustBet.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.